My name is Ben Pieper. I'm the regional agronomist for Merschman Seeds here in southeast Iowa. We're going to look at our newest soil nitrate testing machine that we have here that Merschman Seeds is offering for their customers in the West Point, Iowa area. So what we have going on right now is the machine is calibrating and we're getting ready to take some soil samples out in the field right here. While the machine calibrates, we're going to go pull samples and we'll be back to show you how the machine works. We're out here in the field, and what we have here is a board with 10 holes across it, stretching across a 30-inch row, so we get an even sample all the way across the row, whether to make sure that we're catching where the anhydrous knife bar has gone through the field. So we're going to pull 10 sub-samples for every one of our samples, and I like to have at least one sample for every 10 acres in the field. So we're going to start pulling soil cores now. So for growers that apply their anhydrous right in the row or try to plant on top of the row, I like to also pull a soil sample, a set of sub-samples in the row to see if there's a difference in the amount of nitrogen that we are testing. We're now back at the tailgate. We have our 12-inch soil cores and we're ready to test what we have from our soil samples. We take 2 cups of the soil and add it to our Dixie cups. All we have to do is enter them in to the bottom of the slurry machine and hit mix soil. What the machine's doing is it's taking 1 part water to 1 part soil, and it's going to turn it into a soil slurry solution. This takes about 2 minutes, and the reading process takes about another 2.5 to 3 minutes, so we can have a soil core ready within less than 5 minutes of what a traditional would take about a week to get your soil sample sent off and brought back in. There's multiple inputs that you have to put in when you're running the machine. You have your farmer's name, your field name, and your farm name, and we're going to run just a regular normal nitrate and pH soil test. The machine's mixing right now, it's turning it into a slurry, and then it's just going to go and get added to the soil sensors, 2 nitrate and 1 pH sensor in this part right here. Our soil solution is now into a slurry, and we're going to take it out, replace our 20 parts per million nitrate calibration tool with the soil. We're going to hit start reading, and from there the machine is going to tell us how many parts per million nitrogen we have along with the pH of the soil that we're testing. We have input spots once we get to this step where we add our sample number and our sampling depth, which is 12 inches on this field, with the sampling core length, which is also 12 inches. All of this is used in an algorithm to let us know how much more nitrogen this field is going to need to produce the maximum crop that it can have. It has now told us the parts per million and the pounds of nitrogen that are out in this field. For this particular sample, we have 15 parts per million and 55 pounds of nitrogen in row in the field. We have a pH of 7.1. Now we go to calculate our nitrogen need, and we have to have a couple inputs. We have to have our yield goal that the farmer wants. We have to have an organic matter, which is about 3% for southeast Iowa in this field, and we have to know the growth stage of whatever stage the corn is in. And I calculated and I ran the stages on this field. This field's about in the V9 position. So we go to V9. We're entering 220 bushels to the acre and an organic matter percentage of 3%. And just like that, on the bottom of the machine, it's telling us that we need an additional 94 pounds of nitrogen to get us through to the end of the growing season for this corn to produce a 220 bushel crop. Thanks for watching. This is just one more way that Merschman Seeds is trying to help the farmer get his optimal yield at the end of the year.